welcome to another edition of the program, the Mainstream and Newspaper Review Program, coming to you live from the studios of Radio TNT 102.5 FM. As I've said earlier on, is a newspaper review program, and this is where we get to take you across Nigeria. We travel around Nigeria via the national dailies, and we also help you have a better understanding of what is happening in your neighborhood. I welcome you on behalf of the executive producer Al-Aji Yemi Zubair. I am yours faithfully, Oluwaseun Fadiora. And of course, I won't be doing this alone this morning. Anchoring alongside is
Yours truly, Nelson Olaoye. A beautiful Tuesday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. And we welcome you already onto the program. First and foremost, how are you doing this morning? I hope you're having a great day. Well, praying that it will be a great day indeed at the end of today. Welcome you on board. I will take a breather to return in just a very bit, and we will come back. We'll start with the headlines to the stories that we are tracking. You don't go.
yes, it's good to know you're still there. And now it is time to serve you headlines making the round. And I'll be reading from today's edition of the Daily Post newspaper. Police Service Commission, NPF, in fresh battle over new recruitment.
Atiku Obi Islam federal government. Shetima sells Tinubu's candidacy.
Farmers' herders crisis, showing car questions FG for prescribing IPO, exempting Mieti Allah.
Also, NEC decides on strike on Sunday.
Fear of jailbreak, Ogun government takes action on Ibarra Correctional Center.
NNPC crisis deepen. NNPP crisis deepens. Shekarau accuses Kwankwaso of betrayal.
Buhari congratulates US-based Noel Alumina, first African to win AFS award.
On illegal bunkering, Rivers vows to prosecute rep member.
Also strike, activists charges students to scuttle 2023 political campaigns.
And another one, FRSC vows to prosecute underage drivers.
Troublesome as pride of place in NBA, Chimanda Adichie says.
And also on the program this morning, Olubadan films as hoodlums invade palace, disrupt ceremony.
2023, why I don't care if Nigeria's next president, VP, speaker are of same religion. This is according to Shoyinka.
And repentant inmate deserve pardon, says Baptist president.
Still 7 headlines this morning. Bauchi governor employs 310 new teachers.
Police apologized to Agba Jalingo, petitioner absent, says Showore.
Kano Assembly approves Ganduje's 9 new commissioners.
Nigeria will be better with right leadership, says Kano monarch.
Murik makes, I beg your pardon, Unicard Security now Professor's son, 2 others for allegedly stealing 2 million naira car engine.
Youth threaten protest over with the ceiling of businesses.
Taking headlines from the Nation newspaper this morning, we have this. Tinubu Shetima's candidacy widely accepted in the north.
Oriwa threatens to drag FG to ICC over Southeast killings and kidnappings.
Governors haven't done enough on security, says Yuguda.
Arawa youth storm NNPC demand termination of Tompolo's alleged 4 billion naira surveillance contract.
Tinubu, Atiku, Obi roll out plans on economy, security.
And also on the program, the mainstream this morning, Yoruba elders warn politicians against profiling of Igbo.
No work, no pay rule. NLC backs ASU on salary arrears.
And bringing you headlines still on the program, the mainstream this morning, lawyer insists that Abiodun behind bloggers' detention.
NPC leaders, why Southwest must vote massively for Tinubu.
APCON changes name, bans use of foreign models.
And this is how far we can go serving you headlines on today's edition of the program, The Mainstream. After the short time out, we'll be right back to serve you details. Don't go anywhere. Yes. Yes, in case you're just joining us, this is still the mainstream coming to you live from the studios of Radio TNT 102.5 FM. And now it is time to serve you details to those headlines you have listened to, selected ones, of course. And I will begin by reading from today's edition of the Nation newspaper. No work, no pay rule. NLC backs ASO on salary arrears. And we have a rather there. Pay lecturers to end strike. Labour urges government. And serving you the details there this morning. The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) yesterday supported the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU's insistence on the payment of the withheld salaries of its members as a condition for ending its over 6-month-old strike. The umbrella union said it was unfair for the federal government to invoke a no work, no pay rule on university teachers who were not the architects of the lingering strike, urging the government to tone down its rhetoric and be more accommodating. The NLC warned that its threat to embark on a nationwide strike over the lockdown of the universities had not been ruled out. Head of information of the MLC, Bensi Ukba, disclosed the union's position as students supported public-private partnership as a way of ending the crisis in the university system. Also yesterday, Minister of State for Education, Goodluck Opia, advised Nigerians not to allow reports on the ASU strike to rubbish the gains of invest the over 3 trillion naira investment by the Muhammadu Buhari administration in the education sector. Minister of Education Adamu had said last week that the insistence of ASU on the payment of the withheld salaries was stalling negotiations by the parties. While in case you are interested in this headline, no work, no pay rule. NLC backs ASU on salary arrears. You can pick up today's edition of the Nation newspaper.
And we'll start here, for my own part, with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Buhari has done better than other administrations on infrastructure, says Lai Mohammed. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, has described the Terminal 2 of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos as a testament to the Buhari's administration's unprecedented infrastructure development across the country. The minister stated this in Lagos yesterday during a media tour of the terminal. In his words, the edifice and the others like it is a testament to the commitment of the Buhari administration to the unprecedented infrastructure development, covering roads, bridges, rail, water dams, seaport, etc. No administration in the history of Nigeria has done this much, especially at a time of paucity of resources, end of quote, he said. Alhaji Mohammed said the tour of the new terminal was an exciting experience, adding that the facilities at the airport was comparable to what was obtained anywhere in the world. More to this report, it is written on today's edition of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Buhari has done better than other administrations on infrastructure, and this is according to Lai Mohammed.
Governors haven't done enough on security, says Yuguda. And this is coming to you from the Nation newspaper. A former Bauchi State Governor, Issa Yuguda, has said governors have not done enough in tackling the seemingly intractable insecurity in the land. He said President Muhammadu Buhari has done his best to address the national malaise. The former aviation minister who spoke on Sunrise Daily, a Channels television breakfast program, said the blame for the worsening insecurity An upsurge in attacks should not be placed at the doorstep of the president alone. According to him, governors swore to protect the lives and property of the residents in their state and should do so because they have all the resources and sufficient personnel to do so. Yuguda said in court, Mr. President has done his best. Everybody's best is different, so I can say the president has done his best. Well, in case you're interested, all you have to do is pick up today's edition of the Nation newspaper, searching for this particular headline. Governors haven't done enough on security, says Yuguda.
And now we'll go to the Punch newspaper. With this article will be Slam Federal Government. Shatima sells Tinubu's candidacy. And there is a rider here. Everything negative. Situation pathetic. Worst ever. PDP LP presidential candidate say. Presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and the Labour Party, Peter Obi, on Monday, fled the federal government over the insecurity and economic crisis confronting the nation, stating that Nigeria possessed all the negative indices that qualified it as a failed state. The two candidates unanimously agreed that 2023 is Nigeria's decisive year, noting that the election is critical to the country's existence. Atiku and Obi spoke at the ongoing 62nd Annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association in Lagos. Also at the event was the vice presidential candidate of the APC, Kashim Shettima, who represented his principal, Bola Tinubu. He urged Nigerians to vote for their joint ticket because of their achievements as governors in Lagos and Borno State. Governor Simon Lalong and Godwin Obaseki of Plateau and Edo State, respectively, equally attended the conference. On this report, you can pick up today's edition of the Punch newspaper for you to get more to this. And here comes the headline to it. Atiku Obi slam federal government. Shetima sells Tinubu's candidacy.
Article denies claims it would hand over federal universities to states, says education will remain on concurrent list. And this is on one of the pages of the Vanguard newspaper. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has denied comments attributed to him to the effect that he would hand over federal universities to states to run should he win in 2023. This was contained in a statement signed by his media advisor, Mazi Paul Ibe, which was made available to the media via email yesterday. Ibe dismissed what he described as a mischievous misinterpretation of what Atiku said at the plenary of the 62nd Annual Conference of the Nigeria Bar Association as it relates to education and how to address the crises in the sector. For more on this headline, Atiku denies claims it would hand over federal universities to states, says education will remain on concurrent list. This is on one of the pages of the Vanguard newspaper.
Many killed as military bombards terrorist enclave in Zambiza forest. The Guardian newspaper asked this. The Nigerian Air Force jet under the air component of Operation Adinkai yesterday bombarded terrorist hideout in Sambisa Forest and the Timbones in Borno State, killing a number of hoodlums. Acting on credible intelligence, NAV aircraft were reportedly directed to a location in Sambisa Forest believed to be the enclave of a notorious terrorist, Fiya Ba Yuram, the current Islamic State of West African province ISWAP leader who succeeded Abubakar Shekau. According to a source, the title Fiya connotes the most senior position in the terrorist militant hierarchy. It's noted that Uram was an ally of Shekau and switched allegiance to ISWAP after his death. On arrival at the location, the soldiers observed activities, hence air bombardments were carried out on the location. After successful strikes on the location, many terrorists were reportedly killed, though it remained unclear if Uram was among the casualties. Similar airstrikes were also undertaken in the Timbones near Lake Chad after suspicious activities were observed in the area believed to be terrorist training camp. The target went up in flames. After the airstrikes, there were pandemonium at the location Surviving terrorists took cover under nearby trees, which were later struck by the aircraft. Ability of the armed forces of Nigeria and other security agencies alongside their foot soldiers to pick out key terrorist targets for elimination is also indicative of the credibility of the intelligence provided. This was given by a source to the Guardian newspaper. There is more to this report. Well, this report is right here on The Guardian. Many killed as military bombards terrorist enclave in Sambisa forest.
And joining you there, also reading from the Guardian newspaper, Uriwa threatens to drag FG to ICC over Southeast killings, kidnappings. And the writer there says, rise to the challenge. Kosale urges Southeast leaders. Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, URIWA, yesterday threatened to drag the federal government of Nigeria and the five Southeast governors to the International Criminal Court, ICC, in Netherlands over killings and kidnappings in the zone. URIWA's national coordinator, Emmanuel Onwubiko, in a statement, described the atrocious incident in Imo, Enugu, Anambra, Ebonyi, and Abia as crimes against humanity, which should be stopped forthwith. The group said both federal and state governments are duty bound to protect Nigerian citizens. The rights body stressed that Southeasterners should not be exposed to insecurity, which has been prevalent in the zone over the last 2 years. For more on this headline, Uriwa threatens to drag FG to ICC over Southeast killings, kidnappings. This is coming to you from the Guardian newspaper.
Olubadan films as hoodlums invade palace, disrupt ceremony on the punch. The Olubadan of, I beg your pardon, the Olubadan of Ibadan land, Obalekan Balogun, has condemned the disruption of chieftaincy installation by hoodlums, believed to have been hired by some prospective mogajis and bales. The installation was held on Monday. The installation, which was held on Monday, was said to have been disrupted by the hoodlums, and this was said to have forced the monarch to suspend the activities. It was learned that there were contentions concerning the choice of some of the chiefs, and the Olubada condemned the resort to the use of miscreant to address the issue. Oba Balogun, in a statement by his personal assistant on media, Oladele Okunshola, expressed disappointment at the unruly behavior of the supporters of the prospective chiefs. He said the disruption led to the abrupt end of the program shortly after the installation of only three out of the 10 chiefs slated for the day. The installation of the new Mogajis and Bales was for 10 new chiefs, consisting of 5 Mogajis and Bales apiece, but which could not be completed due to the invasion of the venue. Olubada films as hoodlums invade palace, disrupt ceremony. You can pick up today's edition of the Punch newspaper for more.
Back to the Daily Post newspaper. Farmers' earnest crisis. Shoyinka questions FG for prescribing IPOC, exempting Miyetti Allah. Nobel laureate Professor Wale Shoyinka has questioned the federal government handling of the farmers' others crisis in the country. Shoyinka wondered why the federal government was yet to ban a cattle group, Miyetti Allah, while it had already prescribed the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, a group looking for the secession of the Southeast from Nigeria. Speaking to Channels Television's Newsnight, a pre-recorded program, which airs every Monday, Shoyinka said Nigeria must always put the country's history in perspective so as to understand security challenges. In quote, my temperament doesn't accept that anyone should chase me out of my God-given earth. So it is a temperamental thing as well, Shoyinka said. The idea that you can unleash terror on me because you want my little patch of territory or you want my soul, that is you want to subjugate me. You want to turn me into a slave. Well, I will sort that out first. And then I will make up my mind whether I want to leave. It's a very, very long one, a long report coming to you from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. And in case you are interested, this is the headline. Farmers' Elders Crisis. Shoyinka questions FG for prescribing IPOC, exempting Mieti Allah.
And going back to the Guardian, Yoruba elders warn politicians against profiling of Igbo. And there's a writer, Val moves to discredit Obi on 2023 polls will fail. A group conference of concerned Yoruba elders has warned politicians against profiling of Igbo, insisting that the people are peaceful, hardworking, accommodating, and law-abiding. It said the caution followed intelligence report suggesting desperate attempts to discredit Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi in a statement signed by its national coordinator, Professor Olusegun Ajibola, and the national secretary Dr. Iyabode Adisa. The group wondered why the misdeed of one Chinasa Michael, alleged to have masterminded the burning of the Bus Rapid Transit BRT terminal at Oyigbo, Lagos State, should be the basis for judging Igbo. Arguing that Chinasa could not have carried out the deed alone, the group asked why some politicians championing a campaign of calumny against Igbo have not put pressure on law enforcement agencies to arrest Chinasa's accomplices. There is a lot more to this report. Well, the elders, who clarified that they are non-partisan and non-aligned, said their concern is a fair and peaceful electoral process, as well as an election of a new set of leaders who recognize the enormity of challenges confronting Nigeria and have shown demonstrable capacity to fix the country. On The Guardian, Yoruba elders warn politicians against profiling of Igbo.
From the Nation newspaper, make your campaign issue based. And the details there, a non political group, Christian Conscience, has called on parties to allow their campaign be issue based when issues that mold opinion of voters are discussed. It becomes easy to determine to elect credible and God fearing leaders, it said in a statement by Publicity Secretary Tunji Oguntuashe. The statement was signed by National Chairman Mrs. Yetunde Akinwuyi and National Secretary Reverend Kolawole Virals. He said it urged Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to educate and sensitize the electorate on the technological improvements on its operations demonstrated at Ekiti and Osun State. For more on this headline, make your campaign issue based. This is coming to you from the Nation newspaper.
From the Punch newspaper on illegal bunkering, Rivers vows to prosecute rep member. The Rivers State government has said no amount of blackmail will deter it from prosecuting the lawmaker representing Port Harcourt Federal Constituency, Honorable Chinyere Igwe, whose filling station was sealed for illegal oil bunkering activities. The chief of staff to the Rivers State Governor Emeka Woke disclosed this during a permanent voters card sensitization and mobilization rally by pro-PDP group, the Grassroots Development Initiative in Gokana local government area of the state. Woke insisted that the state government has constitutional obligation to decisively deal with anyone involved in acting inimical to the Nigerian economy. Woke stated this in a statement issued by his media office and made available to newsmen yesterday. On illegal bunkering, Rivers vows to prosecute rep member. It is on the punch this morning.
Now talking Naira. Naira depreciates marginally. Exchanges at 429 naira 43 kobo to dollar. And this is on one of the pages of the Vanguard newspaper. The naira on Monday depreciated marginally against the dollar at the investors and exporters window, exchanging at 429 naira 43 kobo. The figure represented a decrease of 0.09% against 420 naira and 0.05 kobo at the close of business on August 19. The open indicative rate closed at 429 naira 07 kobo to the dollar on Monday. An exchange rate of 432 naira to the dollar was the highest rate recorded within the day's trading before it settled at 429 naira 43 kobo. The naira sold for as low as 415 naira to the dollar within the day's trading. A total of $1.94 million was traded in foreign exchange at the official investors and exporters window on Monday. Well, that's about business. Naira depreciates marginally. Exchanges at 429 naira 43 kobo to dollar. And this is coming to you from the Vanguard newspaper.
On the Daily Trust newspaper, our Kwankwaso tricked betrayed us, says Shekarau. Senator Ibrahim Shekarau has accused Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso of disappointing him and his supporters who joined the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP. Shekarau, who downed the All Progressives Congress APC at the height of the rift with Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, spoke when he met with his supporters and associates in Kano on Monday. He accused Kwankwaso of neglecting the request submitted for inclusion of his associate as party candidates. He said his numerous reminders of Kwankwaso before the deadline set by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) were not appreciated. According to him, he had been consulting with Kwankwaso to carry his supporters along, but to no avail. He said, quote, "We consulted our brother Kwankwaso prior to even his joining NNPP when he was in PDP and I was in APC. After we agreed to join NNPP prior to closing submission of lists to an INEC, we designed areas and places to field candidates for state to local to federal government. I met him alone on the 5th of May at about 8:30. 12 of us alone, he said he was studied and suggest to his adversary team." There is more to what he said here. If you're interested to get to know more, you pick up today's edition of the Daily Trust newspaper. Our Kwankwaso tricked, betrayed us, says Shekarau.
Fear of jailbreak. Ogun government takes action on Ibarra Correctional Center. And this is coming to you from the Daily Post newspaper. To avoid any possible attack on the Ibarra Correctional Center, the Ogun State Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development has cleared the surroundings of the center. This Daily Post learned is to prevent hiding places for hoodlums and miscreants and to discourage other nefarious tendencies around the facility. The commissioner in the ministry, TPL Olatunji Odunlami, revealed this in Abeokuta, saying the move was part of the agency's responsibility to monitor and secure public infrastructures against threats and danger. According to Odunlami, the recent clearing of abandoned and dilapidated structures and forest-like growth around the center was necessitated by a Save Our Soul letter sent to the ministry from the Nigerian Correctional Service, Ibarra Center. This, it said, was due to recent attacks on government critical infrastructures across the country. He maintained that the ministry has also got rid of dilapidated and abandoned structures of the old secretariat at Okelewo, which had been taken over by trees and thick foliage. Well, there's more to it. You can read up from the Daily Post newspaper. Fear of jailbreak. Ogun government takes action on Ibarra Correctional Center.
All right, we'll take a break now to return with more stories. Don't go.
The beauty of being a business owner is getting your products and services known to the world as well as a great profit margin. Do you want what you do to go beyond the shores of
Give me your
Africa?
phone.
Do you want your occasion and events to get your targeted
I'll
audience without
snap
stress?
it on you.
Do you want your voice heard like never before? Look no further. TNT Radio 102.5 is here for you. Put your wares, products, and services right in the waiting hands of your customers when you advertise with us. We use this medium to thank our old and new listeners. We are committed to giving you the best of information, entertainment, and education always and every day. Do stay with us as we take you global. Visit our commercial unit today for announcement and advert placement. TNT 102.5 FM along at Sheikh Road, Ijabu, Kwara State, or telephone 0909 888 1025 or 0909 777 1025 or 0704 422 1025. TNT 102.5 FM radio. It's your business, our platform, and your profit.
The first edition of the Nigeria Broadcasting Awards is here. For participation and sponsorship information, follow our social media handles at TNB Awards on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Powered by the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria.
welcome back. It's your business, our platform, and your profits. You know what to do. Come partner with us, and you'll love it. Of course, you get the right results. You're welcome back until the program. At the mainstream, it is on your all options radio station, the voice of the truth, the definition of radio broadcasting in Nigeria. As well, taking you across the country, bringing you stories, making headlines on national dailies. And now we're continuing with the Daily Trust newspaper. IGP, Police Service Commission, in fresh disagreement over recruitment. The Inspector General of Police, Alakali Baba Usman, and the Police Service Commission, PSC, are in a fresh disagreement over police recruitment exercise. Police Service Commission had opened its portal for the recruitment of police constables for the year 2022 and placed an advert on the recruitment in a national daily. But in response to this development, the Nigeria Police Force urged Nigerians to disregard the activities. In a statement on Monday, the force public relations officer, CSP, Olumiwa Adejobi, said the advert had no connection with the Nigeria Police Force and was not in tandem with the police recruitment process. Recall that the IGP, Muhammad Adamu, and the PSC chairman, Alhaji Musilio Smith, were at loggerheads over which bodies are allowed by law to carry out the recruitment process. The commissioner dragged the former IGP and the force to court for conducting the recruitment exercise of 10,000 constables in the year 2019. While there is a lot more to this report, the Daily Trust has it. IGP, Police Service Commission, in fresh disagreement over recruitment.
Here's reading from today's edition of the Daily Post newspaper and talking 2023. Why I don't care if Nigeria's next president, VP, speaker are of same religion, says Shoyinka. Ahead of the 2023 general election, Nobel laureate Professor Wale Shoyinka has given a reason he doesn't care if Nigeria's next president, vice president, and speaker of the House of Representatives are all from the same religion and village. Shoyinka also said that the same faith ticket won't be a problem in a normal society and that Nigeria has not attained such a norm. The 88-year-old playwright spoke on Channels Television Newsnight, a pre-recorded interview aired on Monday. Yesterday, he added in quotes, if however it is transparently, absolutely unarguable, that is the kind of genius breed that has been donated to the union and to the world as long as the capability of the individuals who are into governance is proven and it is quite clear that there is no alternative. That is my position. Now we are talking about a society which is normal. Which institutions are normal? Is Nigeria normal? He asked. Well, that's a rhetorical question there. 2023. Why I don't care if Nigeria's next president, VP, speaker, are of same religion, says Shoyinka.
Away from that paper, the Punch has this FRSC vows to prosecute underage drivers. The acting commercial of the Federal Safety Corps FRSC, Mr. Dauda Biu, has vowed to henceforth prosecute underage drivers not only in Sokoto State but across the country. Biu stated this at the Osman Dan Fodio University Teaching Hospital in Sokoto yesterday when he paid a visit to Fatima Suleiman, a 16-year-old student who was hit by another 18-year-old student in the state while celebrating his graduation from secondary school. Represented by the zonal commander in Sokoto, Kabiru Nadama, the acting commercial warned that henceforth any underage driver caught within the state will be arrested and prosecuted in accordance with the law. He said a special control will be inaugurated to monitor such offenders, saying that, quote, we must discourage underage drivers in the state or stop any of our teenagers from driving without driver's license. On the Punch, FRSC vows to prosecute underage drivers.
From the Nation newspaper this morning, we have this headline. Strike. CSOs to mobilize against ASU. And the details that two civil society organizations, the Nigerian Project Initiative and the Initiative to Save Democracy, have chided the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, for demanding the payment of 6 months' salaries while keeping students at home during the union strike. In a joint statement, the CSOs expressed outrage at the action of the lecturers who they said have kept university students at home while asking for salaries they did not work off. They did not work for. The demand by ASU to be paid for the month its members were on strike is hollow, self-centered, and vexatious. NPI Chairman Mohammed Umar Salio and ISD Chairman Akinloye James said in the statement. Well, for more, you can pick up today's edition of the Nation newspaper, and this is the headline: Strike CSOs to mobilize against ASU.
Still talking strike, ASU NEC decides on strike on Sunday. The Punch is the one with this. The National Executive Council of the Striking Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU will meet on Sunday, August the 28th, 2022, to take a decision on whether to suspend or continue with the industrial action. The Punch has learned. Sources among the union's NEC members told Punch correspondent yesterday that the meeting will hold at the union's national headquarters at the University of Abuja. A Punch correspondent, however, further guided that the council will take a decision on the industrial action based on reports from their various state congresses. The Punch reports that ASU had on Monday, February the 14th, 2022, embarked on a strike. ASU NEC decides on strike on Sunday. You can read more on today's edition of The Punch.
Yes, 7 this from the Daily Post newspaper. Enugu government congratulates indigene for emerging first African to win AFS award. And now the details there. The administration of Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi in Enugu State has congratulated Mr. Noel Ifeanyi Alumuna, an indigene of the state, who won the 2022 AFS award for young global citizens. In a statement by the special advisor to the governor on information, Steve Oruro, the state government expressed immense delight at the uncommon emergence of a young Nigerian of Enugu extraction. Oruro stated that the state government takes special cognizance of the huge inspiration and unprecedented impetus this phenomenon feat will invariably engender in the psyche of our teeming youth. Adding that of greater and more enduring significance is the fact that this is the first time an African is winning this prestigious award since inception in 1999. The state government commended the unflinching sense of dexterity, unwavering commitment, unyielding vigor, sustained candor, and unflappable diligence with which our illustrious son has pursued the emancipation of the global community. Well, for more, you can pick up today's edition of the Daily Post newspaper, and this is the headlines to look out for. Enugu government congratulates Indigene for emerging first African to win AFS award.
On the Daily Trust newspaper, some REC nominees have political affiliations, says Samson Itodo. Yaga Africa Director Samson Itodo has said some resident electoral commissioner REC nominees have political affiliations. President Muhammadu Buhari recently nominated 19 new RECs and sent their names to the Senate for approval. Itodo, who spoke on the 2023 general elections during an interview on Channels TV program, urged the Senate to properly screen the nominees. He said, quote, "Now that resident electoral commissioners have been appointed, Some of them will know have political affiliations, will know some have been indicted for corrupt practices. The Senate should ensure any of the nominee of the president as that has a questionable character and partisan leaning is not cleared as a rec to commission to manage election, because if they are deployed to those states and begin to advance their partisan interest, they're going to get pushed back by other political actors. When there is perceived injustice, an attempt by the incumbent to capture INEC, and if other political actors don't have confidence that INEC is impartial and it has been captured by the ruling party, that is also a recipe for disaster and violence. On the Daily Trust newspaper, some REC nominees have political affiliations. This is according to Yaga Africa Director Samson Itodo.
Still reading from today's edition of the Nation newspaper. Stop sending Nigerians to foreign prisons, women tell President EFCC. And a writer there says concerned mothers stage peaceful protest in Lagos. A group of women under the ages of Abiyamo Eko, mothers of Lagos, staged a peaceful protest yesterday at the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) office in Ikoyi, Lagos. The women from various ethnic groups urged President Muhammadu Buhari and the EFCC to desist from the habit of extraditing Nigerians to the United States of America, Europe, or any other country for criminal trial. They argued that those countries have never extradited their citizens to Nigeria for criminal trial. The women's spokesperson, Bukola Showobi, said the concerned mothers staged the protest to plead with the government to stop extraditing Nigerian citizens abroad for trial. For more on this headline, stop sending Nigerians to foreign prisons, women tell presidents, EFCC. You can read up from the Nation newspaper.
Repentant inmates deserve pardon, says Baptist president. The president, Nigerian Baptist Convention, Reverend Israel Akanji, has called on the government to monitor more across the country to know those who have changed